you didn't take this fight as seriously. You weren't in shape as you had hoped. But it seems crazy to be in that position, knowing what you know about how difficult it is to get an opportunity like this. What was it on your mind that made you feel like that would be okay?
You know what? I think I just should have trained harder, There's no excuses. I think I looked past him. I thought it was going to be the same thing on June 1st, but we did work on some things, but I think for me being a lot heavier, I didn't perform my best.
What were your dad and your coach telling you to try to get you back in the gym and get you back on course?
There's a lot of things that they're telling me, and I think the fame just got a little to me, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that I was the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm gonna learn from my mistakes, and I just gotta bounce back. I've been through so many roller coasters in my life, and this is one of them, and I bounced back before. I'm gonna bounce back again.
You keep talking about a third fight. Has anybody promised you that? Do you have any idea if that's actually going to happen?
We're gonna work on that, and I won one, he won one, and we are gonna make a trilogy.
Thank you. Radio.
Those are the words of Andy Ruiz. This was his explanation of what went wrong, what happened. He overlooked Anthony Joshua. The signs were there. I'm going to retire you, Joshua. The same thing's going to happen. I'm going to do the same thing. And the reason why I say the writing was on the wall, because the things that he was saying about, I'm going to do the same thing, meaning he was going to do, or was going to attempt the same strategy. And the same strategy only worked because Anthony Joshua gave him things that allowed that strategy to work. That game plan went into motion because Joshua was trying to finish him. He got caught with that shot. He never recovered on top of whatever else was wrong with Joshua. Okay, and that's another video. We'll talk about that in depth later on. But Andy Ruiz stated that he was heavy. Correction, he was much heavier than he was supposed to be. And to look at all the rumors and all the concern of when Andy's supposed to first started training. Remember, he didn't start on time, people. He was supposed to start a particular Monday after the press conference. He didn't do that. He was at home walking on a treadmill and, working a body bag some other place, but he was not with his head trainer where he's supposed to be, where his trainer wanted him to be. Okay. So those were all true. Reference Abel Sanchez. Hey, I've worked with Andy Ruiz, and he fights or he trains when he wants to train. That was another thing. And I already did my fight prediction before then. Okay. But that just led to me knowing, okay, maybe Ruiz has a lazy streak. In fact, I pretty much know if he's not lazy, he's not as disciplined like he should. He's like a person that knows he needs to lose weight and needs to get rid of those particular pounds, but doesn't do it. You know what I mean? So that's lack of motivation. Okay. And like he said, the fame got to him a little bit. Boom. Like so many other people said, Abel Sanchez said, look, this was pretty much, and Abe gave his counterpunch, his prediction on this like a few days ago, his final one. I know he did one early. I'm not talking about that one. Okay, because people are at liberty to change their mind. I could have changed my mind, but I didn't, because I seen the condition Joshua was in. I seen Joshua 3 weeks after he lost, and he was already working on foot movement. I already saw that. A lot of people saw that. I covered that. So I see if a guy focused only on that one fighter since June, that's just like Sugar Ray Leonard only focused on Roberto Duran after he lost to Mr. No Mas, before he said no mas. The hands of stone. Okay? And every time I thought about Ruiz, people that watch this channel, people that follow this channel, I've referenced that so many times, that particular situation, where a guy gets to a place he's never been and it's too much for him. Since it's too much for him, he doesn't prepare because this is too overwhelming. Like he said, the fame got to him. I don't even think Andy Ruiz was 283 pounds. I know he wasn't 283 pounds with his last fight. Okay. They added extra weight on the first Joshua fight. That's why it was 267. So that means if they added extra weight, we don't know how much that weight was. Okay. But anyway, when he fought Dimitrenko or whatnot, Dimitrenko, he was a lot lighter than he did when he fought Joshua. Okay, they seen Joshua was so big, they thought the extra weight would help. It did in that situation. It wouldn't have helped tonight, people. You know, he would have done a lot better than he did with being 283, probably more than that. Because, of course, like I said, that was last week. That was yesterday. And then if he gained that much weight since yesterday, he could gain that much more today. You know, especially if he thought, oh, it's going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to go in there and bash him. I'm going to whoop him, man. I'm going to do the same shit. I see what he does. I know him as a fighter. I took everything he could handle. That's what his downfall was. Okay? You could say, hey, he did take all of Joshua's punches. He took them. Now, just imagine if Joshua was more active. If he was more active, he probably would have ended up like Pacquiao in the fourth Marquez fight. See, it's a way you do things. He didn't even engage in the 12th round in that fight, the last part of it, because he didn't want to leave nothing to chance. Because he respected Ruiz's punching power, because all Ruiz had at that point was a punch. Okay? And like I told you people in the live stream, Ruiz, like he admitted, he was focused on one or two punches to get Joshua out of there, the punch that hurt him. See, he believed the hype. He believed too much of what happened in one particular fight and not really explore the possibilities of what could happen in the second fight. And I knew he was going to, he just run around the ring. He ran around the ring. He used the ring. He used the ring because he knew you didn't like it. And since you don't like it and you gave no a solution to that problem, he kept doing it and it kept working. That's that. You know, but shouts out to Radio Raheem in this interview. He was like, well, how could you not figure out that? How could you take the chance knowing how hard it is for you to get opportunities? Why do you think he left Bob Arum? Okay. He left Bob Arum because Bob Arum pretty much, that's a wrap. You're up, kid. You can't fight for me no more. You're getting preliminary fights. That's what happened. Okay? Now, let's hope Al Heyman is more gracious than Bob Arum is. Because when Andy Ruiz lost in a majority decision, mind you, to Joseph Parker, he pretty much threw Andy Ruiz away. To the point Andy was like, hey, motherfucker, I want to fight. Well, fine. You won't let me fight. I got to go somewhere that is. He's struggling. He has kids to feed. He had 5 kids. You think he likes condoms? Yeah, he likes breeding. The pleasure's all his. But you got to take care of them kids. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like he had to do something. So, shouts out to Radio Raheem again. Because that would be a great statement to say. And he said it better than anyone else could have said it. You know how hard it is for you to get fights. Why wouldn't you take this opportunity seriously? Because again, this is another opportunity for you. Ruiz looked at it as though he already arrived. You see what I'm saying? And it's a good thing he did fight for tooth and nail for that fucking increase. Because they could have gave him, I think they were going to give him $9 million. But he ended up getting 13, which is great. At least he gets twice as much, and I hope he makes twice the investments and is twice as smart. Because if Joshua doesn't give him that opportunity, because there's no rematch clause in his contract to fight. That's only on the A side, right? So if Joshua doesn't, which I think he will, I don't think it will be right away. I think some other fights should happen first before that fight could take place. I think Ruiz should go and backtrack. I think he should try to fight Parker, but he's going to run into the same problems because Parker fought him the same way. Okay? So that's what we're looking at with Andy Ruiz. The fame got to him. He didn't train. He overestimated him. He overlooked Anthony Joshua. He thought Anthony Joshua was washed up. He believed all that bullshit that all of Anthony Joshua's enemies was telling him, which he shouldn't have done. He was listening to Deontay, like Deontay's fighting any fucking body. Okay? He was listening to everybody on the PBC side. All these guys are, oh man, he's washed up. He's a hype job. He can't fight. He's a chinless chinny bum. Everybody was saying all these things, and guess what Andy Ruiz, besides eating Snickers, was doing? Eating that shit up. Okay? But one thing I do respect Andy Ruiz for is admitting what happened. And that's what happened. I came in, I got fat, I started partying, I started buying shit. I'm not used to buying the things that I used to buy. I'm able to take care of my family. I ain't been able to take care of my family like this in a long time. And it got to me because it made me more motivated about taking care of my family with what I've already done versus to do what I need to do to keep what I already have. That's that. Okay? So that's Andy Ruiz's comments. That's his counterpunch. That's his explanation. And, you know, it's no excuse. I believe every word he said. He just say, I came in too heavy. I overlooked him. You know what I mean? The fame got to me. All these things are facts. And these are not excuses. It ain't, oh, he did this. Now, he threw some more stuff into the press conference. He ran around the ring, but that's strategy. So he can't get mad at that. Okay? So that is the words from Andy Ruiz. You guys tell me what you think about his comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.